Well, first off, I want to say thanks, Chris, because I tell you, some of the things you guys asked me to do are really hard. And one of them was asking someone to come and speak here, and he made it so easy. He said he'd love to, and I so enjoyed your story. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.
And the other thing is, you guys are such a big part of my life. And I was reminded a couple of weeks ago that sometimes what you say and what I hear are different. So this is what I heard. So I'm Cindy, I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Cindy.
And what a great thing to be able to say that with a strong voice and open arms. I've only been able to do that since 4/20/22, not that long ago. And the rest of my life, I've known it. I was born an alcoholic, similar to Chris. I was born an alcoholic. I didn't get to be one. I am one. And my mom left my dad when I was 3 years old, took my sister and I across the country, and I didn't see my dad again for a long, long time. But through my whole growing up, I always got told, you look exactly like your dad. You talk like your dad. Oh, that mannerism. Your dad used to do that. And my dad was an alcoholic. So I heard the stories of him being an alcoholic, and I heard it told in whispers, and I heard it told with shame and with fear, and maybe he might come back. And I put that inside myself. I have that part in me too. So I grew up. I had a great childhood. I swam on a swim team as well, going to school. 2 different lives. I could be gregarious and myself in one way in my swim team, and I was kind of a mediocre student, really shy at school. And I didn't start drinking until late in high school. I was working in a snack bar at a country club, and the cocktail waitress inside didn't come to work. So they said, put that skirt on, here's a tray, go. And so I kind of got through that night. And all the people that I worked with were like, I was so thankful that I'd helped them out. Let's go down and have something, our dinner and our party. And so they were like, okay, if you're going to be serving alcohol, you have to know what you're serving. So here's a tequila sunrise. And I drank that, and the blender was going with a pina colada in it. And I blacked out. And I think I had like 5 or 6 more drinks, and I was carried home over somebody's shoulder. So that started my drinking. And I went to, I studied it. I got to be good at it. And I unbelievably got into college. And I swear they had somebody else's application. And I got into a nursing school about the same time that my mom was getting a divorce again. And what I learned from that experience is I need to be able to make my own money. I need to be able to take care of myself. I need to not be dependent on somebody else. And so when I graduated from nursing school and I had my license, that was the most important thing in my life. And I would do nothing. I protected that with everything that I had. So I moved to Seattle, got a job in the operating room here, and my job was the most important. But I like to drink. So that was the other side of my life. So living a dual life, I continued with. And when I wasn't working, I was drinking. And I met a guy, we fell in love. He drank more than me. It was perfect. Plus, he had a job that he felt like he had to go to too. So I had somebody role modeling for me how you can drink on the weekends, have something to drink at night, and do your job. I had 2 kids, and I stopped drinking while I was pregnant, and that was the most miserable time of my life. I almost stabbed somebody with a fork for taking a piece of cake, and a bite of my cake. And so what I learned from that is being sober is no fun. And, you know, I'm going to drink until, you know, I'm so miserable that that is better. I don't think so. So I did that, had my kids. They kind of got in the way of my drinking. I thought everybody thought about booze the way I did. It's just that I wasn't managing it well and picking myself up by my bootstraps. You know, I went through life drinking, and then really tying one on, usually at Christmas time and at on summer vacations. And I would feel miserable and come out of that going, oh God, I got to change. I'll start a journal. Today's the first day that I'm not drinking, and I'll sign up for everything. You know, I signed up to work on kids' sports, their school, church, whatever. And it would stop me for a little while. It would slow me down for a little while, but then I'd get bored with it and I'd want to drink. So get rid of that. The next time would come, another notebook goes in the bookcase. Well, so life is going along. I was building up all these walls around me to keep me propped up. And then life happens. My kids went to college. I didn't have those things to do. I looked at my husband and said, who are you? And he said, well, who are you? And what do you want to do? I don't want to do that. Marriage goes away. And finally I retired. That one thing that I protected so well was gone. And so when I first started reading this book, this was me. Out came his carpet slippers and a bottle. In 2 months, he was in a hospital, puzzled and humiliated. Well, I didn't make it to the hospital. I was on my floor in my apartment, passed out. I woke up, my teeth were knocked out. I had a slit in my chin, and I peeled myself off the floor and went to the sink and poured a glass of wine. And that's when I thought, I can't live like this. This is not living. I didn't work all my life for this. I'm here by myself. So I remembered an assignment that my kids had in middle school where they called a hotline. And so I decided, and I did it. I stayed sober till the next morning, and I called here. And the guy answered the phone, and he said, I'm so glad you called. He said it took a lot of courage to call here. Oh, I remember feeling that way. You never have to feel that way again. We have a solution. He gave my number to a complete stranger, this woman who called me in the middle of the day and talked to me. We set up a plan. I ordered some books. She helped me to my first meeting. And in that first meeting, I felt hope that there was a change, that I could change. And I felt like that second life that I had protected, that all the lying and that I was not telling people that was going away. It was like I increased my bandwidth for what's going on right now. And that was just the start. Okay, where am I now? Well, so you'd think I would find myself powerless over alcohol at that point, but I just needed to test a couple more things. So the one thing was I, did my steps, got to the fourth step and thought, I do not want to go through my problems ever again. I don't want to do that again. I've done it with counselors. I know why I am the way I am. Why do I have to do this? And I grabbed a bottle of wine and drank it in about 15 minutes. And the next thought is what stopped me. Oh, nobody will know this. Nobody will know that I did that. And I got to get to the store and get another one. That made me realize that I was powerless. And then I had one more time when I was fighting with my daughter. And I thought a glass of wine would help that argument. And it didn't. And I came back and said, okay, I'm powerless. I give. And hopefully I will continue to remember that. When I came back, I was so ashamed. And everybody welcomed me with open arms. And people called me that just out of the blue that I didn't really even know. And that helped me so much. So then I had to, how am I doing? Oh, good. So then came the God thing. Yikes. I'd gone to church and everything, and the stories didn't make sense to me. And so I was thinking about what my idea of God was. And I went out with my friend Jackie, who is an unbelievable mushroomer. We were out in the woods, and I hate mushroom picking, but I love my friend. And we would just walk along and she'd bend down and pick mushrooms, and I never saw one ever. And so this one day we went out and it was great mushroom time. She went flying up the way and I thought, oh, great. Okay, well, I'll do this. And so I was walking through the forest, looking down, not seeing a thing, going, it's getting cold. I hate this because I can't see any. Poor pitiful Pearl came and sat on my shoulder. I'm just going to go sit in the car and wait for her. Oh, there's a mushroom. So I bent down and I picked it. And when I stood up, I was standing in a huge batch of them. And I thought, that's God talking right there. That I can't see things. That those mushrooms were always there. It's just me not being able to see it. That's the thing that has to change. And how does that change? I asked my higher power to help me. So then I started working with my sponsor and I did my fourth step. And I realized that God loves all of me. And that I'm not alone. Even when I think I am. Oh, man. So through doing that, I was released. There's so much freedom. And I've done some amends. I did my kids first because they're pretty easy to do. I know they love me. So making it right with them means that I'm in their life. I go and see my daughter about every 6 months. She doesn't live in the area. And she takes me out and she shows me the stuff that she does, the bridges she builds, the trees she fells. And she turned to me just the last time and said, you're the only one in the family who actually knows what I do. And my son, who I've been showing up for him too, with help from my friends in here. I call him every once in a while and say, hey, do you want to go for coffee? And he says yes. And this summer we were just lying out in the Sound looking at the sky on inner tubes, and he just started talking and telling me about the clouds. And he was talking about why there's a hole in that one and why that one looks different, and that there's a weather system coming in, the barometric pressure. And it's like, well, you say, who cares? I was bawling my eyes out because he's been studying clouds for 10 years and he's never talked about it. So that was pretty great. That the other one that really I made amends to my ex-husband, which took a century to do, because I didn't want him to be as happy as I was. And so I finally got to the point where I felt like I did. I wanted to live his life. And I called and make amends, and we had the most wonderful conversation, about an hour and a half, laughing over things that happened in the past. And the ripple effect of that is my kids now aren't as guarded about that information around me. So they can talk about how he, it's like the mayor in his community walks in there, he goes, hi, Bob, hi, Bob. They can share that with me now, and he loves that. So that's great. And the other thing is, just this past Christmas Eve, his brother came and had dinner with us. That's huge. It's been 15 years. So the ripple effect, it works. I love it. So what's my life like today? Well, I go to a million meetings. Well, not a million. I go to one or two a day. And I learn so much from you guys. I hear your stories. I like the stories. And I watch you. How do you deal with adversity? What's going on in your life? I love that. And if there isn't enough adversity in a meeting, I go to the home group meetings. And that is a perfect place for me to figure out that my ideas aren't the best ideas, even though I think they are. And because a lot of people don't agree with me. And then I have to call up my people and say, okay, what do you do now? I want to just run out of the room, but to actually stay there and be responsible and listen and come up with a solution that isn't my own and be part of that is important. I spend a lot of time, I spend an hour a week with my sponsor, which is a very precious gift to me, who always reminds me that I'm loved and I'm never alone, which I value so much. And I spend time with my friends in the rooms. I spend time with my sponsee, who also is showing me so much. As I'm stumbling in this new relationship, very gracious and helping me along. So I'm reading the book again, for the first time. I've seen different things in it. And that's the other things about meetings is I love reading it with someone because you're reading it in totality kind of, in big swatches. And in meetings, just taking a sentence or a word and defining it and talking about it just brings it so much to life. I come down here to Intergroup. When I was struggling with my fourth step, that was one of the things that somebody recommended. So I come down here on Wednesdays and hang out mostly. And I feel like this is like my image of things that I kind of build up, the things that I don't understand or don't know what I'm supposed to do. And as I walk in, I just blow at all at the people that are here to the point where their hair is flying back. And they give me answers and suggestions, and you might think about, and then everything calms down. We have, a normal day. And the cool things are the people that walk in. There's people that walk in to buy books and to buy coins, and they have the part of their story. And they have their stuff that they're dealing with. And, just saying hello to them, I hear so much. And then there's people that just come and hang out. And, just are here to be around other alcoholics. And I learned so much from them. I love hanging out at Intergroup. Then that one of the coolest things that happens, one of my favorite things, Lara knows this, is when someone calls and I get to call someone to make a 12 step. So I'm calling people out of the blue. They are living their lives. And out of the blue, they get a call from Intergroup. There's someone who needs a call, who's struggling, who needs a call. And it is the best part of my day when I hear like the man who's driving down the freeway. Hi. Oh, hold on. I want to go. I want to do it. Just hang on for a second. I want to take this exit. Okay. Give me the information. I'll call them back right away. The woman from the Capitol Hill area said, "Oh, honey, I'm so glad you called. I didn't have anything to do this afternoon." The guy who answered, somebody called and said that they were in Northwest Hospital and they were scared to get out because they were going to go drink again. And I called this guy and he said, "Where is he? Oh, Northwest. I'll be there in 5 minutes." So these are the role models. These are the people like you who drop their lives to help somebody else. I can only aspire. I hope somebody calls. So the other thing about Intergroup is I get to answer the phones. And so now I get to be the person, thanks to all of you, I'm the person who says, "Hi, I'm so glad you called." It takes a lot of courage to call here. I remember when I felt like you. And you don't have to feel this way again. There's a solution. Thank you.